Hello everyone, it's me again, Nancy Finch, doing my Nancy Finch Nan Talks. And everyone knows that Nan can talk. So I hope that some of you have remembered that it's Monday at 1 o'clock. I do my talks every week, and they are airing and sharing for my new book that I'm writing, The Choice Is Mine. So there's lots of really good tools in that I share with you that I've been putting out every week. And oh, hi Irene, it's lovely to see you. I'll just adjust this. Oh, you're always first on. It's so cool, so cool. Anyway, it's lovely. Thank you for joining me, Irene. And I know that some of you will probably remember and some of you won't, but you can always watch it again later, which is really nice. What a lovely day. It's raining again. It was really bad last week, wasn't it? I hope you could still hear what I was trying to say to you. How did you get on last week, everybody? It was the one I love last week. I write myself little notes to remember. But the one I love last week, it was about having to really focus on what you want, not what you don't want in your relationships. Oh, Katie, you're on as well. I've only just seen your little wavy hand. Hello, darling. Yes. How did you get on? Did anyone do that exercise last week? It would be lovely if you came back and gave me some feedback on that. And a couple of beautiful people on here have already done that about other things that we've shared that I've done. So like, for instance, the Dear Body, I had a very nice comment come back about that, which is really nice. The ladies on here will love that. But basically, every single one of my Nan talks that I do, every single emotional tool that I provide. Oh, hi, Faith. Lovely. And Mum. Oh, hi. I forgot you're on holiday. Yes. Every single one of my Nan talks, and I've done so far 16. Every one of them work on different areas of your body. So sometimes they work on multiple areas of your body. So I'm always showing you this little chart because today's Nan talk is all about stretching time and taking away the pressure that we put on ourselves. And when we do that, when we take away that pressure, we're really boosting our immune system. That's this one here. That's a little green area there. So when you do this exercise I'm about to teach you, you really are grounding yourself and taking yourself into a more calm place. Because you're not panicking, you're not stressed when you do this. You'll probably feel much more in control of your life when you play with this one, okay? I use all my tools, and this one in particular is something I had to use even this morning. I had lots to do today, so I stretched time. So my perception of everything would change. And of course, by the law of attraction, what you invite back is evidence of that. So, yeah, so if anyone did get on really well with last week's, the one I love, please come back to me with some lovely feedback. I did get something, I know I'm all over the place here with this, but I really must mention, last week I had some really good instant feedback from the one I love, because there were some guys listening, and basically what they did is they took it on board, what I said about taking their person for granted and perhaps rethinking about what you want in that relationship. And all of these 6 guys went out and bought their wives and girlfriends flowers and chocolates and really embraced their relationship with love. And so everybody was a winner that day. Last Monday that was, and that was absolutely brilliant feedback. So if anybody would like to go back and listen to that, you can go onto my website, which is www.nancyfinch.co.uk. And of course, it's on YouTube as well. So going back again to what we're talking about today, it's all about stretching time. So your perception of what you're doing in your day will be easier. It'll be calmer. It'll be grounded. Okay? Albert Einstein said the laws of physics may not be as permanent as we think they are. Now, I love Albert Einstein. But basically what he was talking about, perception changes for each person. Every person will feel differently about the time in their day. You know, some people, when they wake up in the morning, they're rushing through their day. Perhaps they woke up late and they're rushing through their day. Have you noticed that when you get days like that, every single thing you seem to do is rushed? Every single thing. It seems to like bleed into each other, really. And at the end of the day, you think, whew, what a day. And you feel as if you've been running in 4th gear all day. A lot of people, when they wake up in that state, they allow that to sort of the momentum of that to carry on. And oh, hi Tony, lovely that you're on here and socializing with everybody. I do encourage that. I think that's lovely that you all help each other. So when you wake up in the morning and you're in a rush and you think, oh, I've got so much to do, sorry about the rain, I'll have to talk louder. So when you've got a lot to do, like I did this morning, I had a lot to sort out. I simply stretched time and I got it all done, everything sorted. So I do feel really achieved with that. But when you wake up, as I say, you feel as if you have no control over your day if you're rushing. You know, that sets off anxiety. Hi, Andy. So it sets off anxiety, and everybody has days like that where we sort of think, I've got to get there and I've got to do that, and then I've got to take the kids to school, I've got to do that, and you've tried to cram as much as you can in your day. But there comes a time when you have to take control over how that makes you feel. You know, if you're on holiday, you would, like some of you are, you don't wake up in a rush. You've allowed more time. The whole day just flows. It's an easy day because your perception of time has changed. You just relax into your day. You probably find you get a lot more done with that attitude of relaxation and groundedness. If you're rushing around, quite often we forget things, we're not focused enough, we're not enjoying our day, that's for certain, because it makes us too stressed, and stress isn't good for your body. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little story about when basically I was working at a local place and I had to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Hi Leslie, oh it's so nice to see you. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is a very important hi. Oh, big hug for you, darling. I haven't seen you for ages, and oh, I'm so glad you still live in Addlestone. I used to live there. Oh, well done. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, lovely that we've got loads of friends all coming in and uniting, and it's beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, my story, one of the ones that made me think about this, presenting this to you, is when I worked at a local place. I had to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up at something like really late, about 8:30 or 20 to 9. How was I going to get everything done and get to work at 9 o'clock? Now, I was rushing about to begin with, and then I thought, no, I need to use this exercise. So I stopped. And I'm going to show you how to do this in a minute, but I need to present the stories first. So I stopped and I thought, I've got about half an hour or so to get there. I think it must have been 8:30. Thank you. Hi, Susan. And so I thought, right, I'm going to stop rushing about. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I am just going to stretch that time. And it took a few seconds to do. It took about 20 seconds. And when I'd finished with it, everything in my body felt calm. I felt really calm. And everything was in order. Everywhere I went in the house in the morning, everything was just so easy to do. I felt as if I'd just taken all the pressure away. So I went out the door and I got into the car, and all the road was clear. And I know you might think that's really weird, but by the law of attraction, if you're feeling something, you're more likely to attract whatever that is. So if you're feeling relaxed and you're going to get the on-time feeling, you're more likely to have a road that's clear. Because the law of attraction doesn't argue with you. It just presents what you're feeling in form. So I get in the car and I go there, and as soon as I got there, dead on 9 o'clock, absolutely, I just laughed. I thought it was great. Because then no stress. I hadn't started my day with stress. I had a wonderful day, actually. I'd stopped that feeling of panic, okay? And it worked really quickly, and it works every time I do it. So I did it this morning, actually, thinking I'm going to make just a few hours into many more hours. And as I say, I've achieved so much today so far, which is really good. There's another story I want to tell you about a lovely friend of mine. She's a client, and we were doing a treatment, a session, and it was getting on. It was an early evening session. And she said to me, when I leave here, because she sort of said, oh, what's the time? I've got to leave here soon. And she goes, when I leave here, I'm going to have to rush, because I've got to put petrol in. I've got to put petrol in the car, go home, have a shower, get ready, and my friends are picking me up to take me out. And all of that was going to happen in half an hour's time. It wasn't very much time. She lived about 10 minutes away. So I said, stop rushing, stop. And I showed her how to do this. And I said, right, I'm going to get you. And she was really strong-minded as well. I'm going to get you to do this. So she did it with me, invested in the feeling. And what happened was she said, I know, I feel really confident about this now. I'm going to get all of that done. And I'm going to put my feet up with a glass of wine and I'm going to text you to say I'm relaxed before I go out. All of that in half an hour. So she had to, she just walked out very calmly. And I got a text about half an hour later saying, I've put my feet up, I'm ready, no stress. And everything fell into place. It was just so easy. So I really, really loved her feedback on that, because all she had to do was invest in the feeling of being calm and in control of that. And everything just fitted into place. It was really easy. So you can play with this yourself. When I show you how to do it in a moment, you can make half an hour into an hour. Hi, Larry. It's nice to see you. I am having a beautiful day. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. That's really nice of you to say I look good. Thank you. The weather, yes, it's lovely. I'm having a wonderful day. Aren't we lucky to have weather? And I'm very grateful every day for every blessing, everything we have in our lives. So that's another good thing for your immune system. So let's go back to this exercise. You can make a week into a month. Some of you are on holiday, and you might want to think, oh, I could really do with 2 or 3 weeks. So instead of having, I don't know, you get those blues before you come back from holiday, don't you? So anticipating that, you could, at the beginning of that week, you could take that time and really stretch it so you feel like you've been there for a month. Wouldn't that be good? So that's something you can play with. And also, if you have somewhere you don't want to be, say you're a hospital or dentist or something you don't like, you can actually shrink time, okay? Weather for ducks, says Tony. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Happy ducks. Yeah, so, and of course our grass is lovely and green, isn't it, in Cornwall because of it. So, yeah. So let's go back to the exercise. I keep jumping about all over the place. Right, so I'm going to show you how to do this, and you can think of ways that you might want to use it. It might be in the morning, it might be when you feel certain times of the day gets more busy. You are affecting your mind, your body, and the law of attraction. When you're taking control of something that's affecting you, as in stress and pressure would, then you are absolutely in charge of it. You're no longer a victim to that feeling or to that condition. So physically you'll feel better, emotionally you'll feel better, your chakras will stay open, especially the green one, especially your immune system. That is very important. And by the law of attraction, you're more likely to attract the calmness you have just felt in that 17 seconds that you're going to play with this. So let's get going on this. Okay, so I like to use my hands here as a measurement. On that day I was rushing, or I think I was going to rush to work, I had half an hour. So that for me right now, you can play with this right now with me. You'll feel this. Okay, it's good to experience it. You have to have an action, because when you have an action, your mind believes that something different is happening to you. It actually believes that there's a change going to happen. So let's go back to the physical thing that we're doing, okay? Practical tool. So this is half an hour. So I want you to take a nice deep breath. Put your hands like this, and this is only half an hour. Deep breath. And as you breathe, I want you to stretch your hands out. Very slowly stretch them out as you breathe out. Okay. Your hands have now become, let's make it an hour or 2 hours, shall we? Breathe that out. What are you intending that half an hour is going to feel like? We'll make it an hour to be simple. So now you've stretched the half an hour to an hour. Let's try that again. Okay, take a deep breath. Half an hour is now going to be an hour. Stretch that out to an hour. Feel that peace and calm. Now you've got an hour, not half an hour. You've internalized that and you feel better. You can detach. So you've only got to set the intention of what you need and breathe that into your consciousness. Okay? This can work for anything. This can work for, as I say, you want a whole day to feel like a week, or you want a week to feel like a month, or You want a year to feel like 10. You could do it for anything, to be honest. Time is just a perception. It's not linear. We have to learn to understand how we perceive time to change it. If anyone wants to play with this and give me some, oh, Sunny, thank you. Oh, anyone wants to play with it again or give me some suggestions of what they need, what generally happens in their day, you know, how do they want to use it? Do they want to use it for work? If you're in a place you don't want to be, you can shrink it. Someone said she didn't want to be at work the other day and she's going to shrink time. So what you would do in that case is take your hands either side, you take a deep breath, and you would take that hour or two or whatever it is, say it's 2 hours. Take that 2 hours and take it into 20 minutes. There we go. We've got a tiny little bit of time. Feel that for about 17 seconds. And what you're doing is you're calming down your adrenal levels. You're calming your mind. You're taking control. It's really good for your body. Your adrenal levels are here in this area. It also governs your spine, your flexibility, your stress levels will go down because you've just taken control. You've done an action. I prefer to stretch time. I don't often shrink it, but you can do what you like and come back to me with that and see how you feel. If you're perhaps somewhere you don't want to be, like I say, work or family, sometimes people don't want to be with their family or they're at a gathering or they're somewhere they don't want to be. Okay, shrink time. I find that the practical application of this is much better to do than just in your mind, because as I say, if you do it in your mind, you can do it in your mind, take a breath and do it, but it isn't quite as good. It's not quite effective. So I'm encouraging you to use it for when you notice that you are rushing about. So first thing in the morning, it is quite a lovely thing to do, to think, how much have I got to do today? I've got all those jobs to do. Okay, I'm just going to stretch time so I have loads of spaces in my day to complete what I need. Okay, you might have a lot of work on. Everyone's going back to work. Well, most people are going back to work and they find their lives have become busy. They're in fourth gear. You need to bring it back a bit. You need to be aware of how stressed that's making you feel on a physical and emotional level. So let's think about that again. I'll take somebody I know here that's on holiday. You can do this. A week can feel like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, don't forget the breath is really important. Taking that deep breath, you're calming and you're intending as you blow that breath out, as you move your hands, you're feeling a difference. Has anyone done this and felt any difference so far? You should be feeling calmer and more relaxed. Like Sally, you have a go at it, and Irene, have a little go. So you're going to do it. Let's do it again, just for fun. Let's do the whole day. Okay, so there's a day. This is today. This is 24 hours, whatever you want to say, the whole waking day. And you want to make that day feel so relaxed, like a holiday. Ah, good. Well done, Annie. I'm glad you're here. Annie's just said that this tool works really well for her. Good. Every time. Yes, it does. It works for me too. So let's just all play with that again, but make it for today, okay? Today is going to be really, really beautiful. It's going to be calm. All those jobs that you've got to do, all those things, those challenges are going to be easy because you've got much more time now. Let's do it. This is today. Deep breath. And breathe it out so you feel like you've got 2 days to do this. It's so easy. All that time to play, all that time to do your challenges, to do everything you need to be there and get that and sort that and still be relaxed. Holding it for a few seconds and leave it, detach. So you're breathing, holding, intending, detached. It's as simple as that. You should be able to feel that even from this exercise that you've watched me do. You should feel relaxed. It doesn't hurt to try to play with it. I love to have your feedback because it's so important and it helps to encourage each other. I am retired but give myself 5 jobs and find having a cat helps me to keep calm. You're absolutely right, Irene. Cats are lovely for that. So what we need to do is now and again though, Irene, and other people that are retired, you might think, okay, I haven't got jobs to do. I can take my time. I plan my day really well. That's great. But now and again, you might have an appointment somewhere. or the bus might be late, or something is wrong that makes you think, oh, I'm going to be late for that, or it's cutting time fine time. So there'll always be a moment where you think, oh, perhaps I've got to go and meet someone, or I've got a phone call to do, or, you know, something like that. And something might get in the way. You might find something's not right. It's just feeling a bit rushed, or just a little bit too much in one day for some person. I know a lot of retired people who work so hard, they work harder than when they did when they were working. Oh, I love my cats too. Tony's just said about a cat. It's lovely. It's really nice that we have such, they do calm you down. But when you find you're active or moving around, as I say in life, you do need a tool to take charge of how that chaos on the outside will make you feel. We need to be calm and relaxed to get more done. So I hope some of you have been able to do this exercise. It is very, very powerful for your immune system. An action keeps you focused, makes you mindful. Everything I do is mindful, but this will keep you focused on what's really what you want to feel. You want to feel relaxed. You want to feel calm and in control. So I think that's everything I mentioned on my board here behind me. I've got little board to tell me if I forget anything. I have to quickly look over it. Okay, so if it works for me and it works for my clients, I'm really asking you to stretch time yourself. I teach it to my students as well when I teach Reiki. They love this because, as I say, all the pressure's off. It's really nice. Let's take the pressure off. Let's no longer feel as if we are not in control of that. I mean, how many people think, oh, Christmas is coming soon? You know, it's like, my goodness, we're in May already. And then they start to think ahead. And before you know it, time is quickly passing for them. They're going, oh my goodness, it's this time already. And they're anticipating time, not having enough time. Yes, I use often in traffic queues and get there. That's really good, really good. Annie's just made a good point. She said she uses it when she's in traffic queues. When you're in that situation, you think you're not in control because there's the road in front of you and all these cars are there and how are you going to get there? Or you might be lost and you've got to get there. By the law of attraction, if you stretch time and you imagine that you get there in plenty of time and absolutely relaxed because there's no rush, then by the law of attraction, the cars will gently move away. They'll just not be there in your consciousness. I do work a lot with the law of attraction and I understand how that works. You might not believe me until you try it. But Annie's just said she uses it in traffic and it works for her. And I do it all the time if I've got plenty of things to do. If I've got lots of work on, I only allow half an hour between each client. So I sometimes, if I have lots of things like phone calls to make, etc., I just stretch that half an hour to an hour. Thank you, Annie. To an hour. So I feel everything is easy. That's what you need to feel. Push the easy button. So I think, as some of you have tried this already, I'm just reminding you to use it again in your daily lives and share this with other people. People need to know how to take that pressure off themselves, especially as we're all getting very busy again now. After lockdown, everyone's moving back into chaos and we've got to pull it back a bit. Pull it back and take control. So mindful, stretch time, feel it, let go. It's very easy. Watch this again and again. I'm suggesting that some people get themselves a little notebook like mine. And what you can do is write down what you use, for instance. So today is stretching time. A little note to say that's what you can do if things get a bit chaotic. I've got the previous talks. I've got chakras on my first talk. You can always have a look at them. Sorted Sunshine was for power. That was really good for different parts of the body, remember? 3 V's, 7-year cycle, moving mantras, sticks. That was really hilarious. It all went wrong. It was supposed to, it was a great example of how not to judge yourself. The wheel, that's how you get yourself into a calm place, another calm place. Understanding colour, cross it out to stop worry. How to paint the belt, basically to activate your pineal and hypothalamus to make you sleep. That worked out really well for a few people. Thank you very much for your lovely feedback. Dreams, Pollyanna, that was about seeing positives and things. Coat of many colours, that was to zip up. So you might put yourself a little notepad and think, which one do I want to use today? Over the Cliff for detachment. Dear Body, as some of you have already used, and the one I love is This one is really useful for when you're rushing about. Please use it, because I'd love, as I say, for you to have a really good result and to come back with that to me. That would be lovely, and I can assess how to exactly put that over in the book that I'm writing. I want it to be about you. I want you to really experience everything I talk about, and I've got 70 exercises, so we've got lots of Nan Talks coming up. Next week we've got Well Done Me. Now, some of you will already know about that because I've taught it to before. Well Done Me affects this area mostly. This is your sense of who you are. This is a sense of celebration and control over your life. This makes you feel powerful when this is open. You feel you can do things, but you need to celebrate yourself. And it's really about you're celebrating in a childlike way to your inner child. You're celebrating everything you achieve, whether it's big or little, whatever. We're going to be doing that next week. Well Done Me. Okay? So I hope you can join me for that. That would be lovely. That's on Monday at 1 o'clock as usual. I have also got in 2 days' time, which is the 27th of May, we've got my meditation. Hi, John. It's nice to see you. Oh, and all the guys, is it? I can just about read that on here. Okay, so if I've just had a little comment on here about busy. Someone's really busy selling cars and stuff, and it is stressful. Of course it's stressful. You've got a lot to get in there, a lot to think about. Stop. Stretch time. Feel as if you've got all the time to talk to that person to sell that car. Feel as if it's really easy. Set it to an intention. Just feel as if that day is you're gonna have loads of time to get everything done. Okay? It might be 8 hours. So give that a go. And if you struggle with it, of course you can come back to me and I'll message and I'll help you out with that. So meditation for this Wednesday, 8 o'clock at night. Not in the morning, I don't do mornings. So 8 o'clock at night, and it's on the 27th of May, of course. And what it's going to be about is the lone wolf. And I'm really looking forward to writing that one. I've got quite a few things I want to put in it. And it's going to be a very empowering meditation. That's what I'm aiming for. Full moons are always lovely, but I'm looking forward to the lone wolf. So I hope you can join me for that. If you do miss it, you can catch up on it by looking at my site, or you can go on YouTube, which is there for you as well. So it's been lovely chatting to you. I hope that I've helped you today with stretching time, your perception of time, of course. Some people will argue with that. How can you stretch time? But try it. Feel the perception of time change. Thank you, Tony. When you feel that inside you, when you feel yourself relax, when you see everything working out. Thank you, Katie. Namaste. I hope you can all try this. Oh, lots of love to you too, John, my dear cousin. When you actually experience it is when you'll trust it. And when you trust it, you'll use it again and again. Make a little note to yourself in a little book. How did you feel when you used it? Give me feedback and use your book as a tool. There are different tools in a toolbox. Use them every day. You think, which one do I want? Which one can I use today? Because they're all basically making your life easier. And that's what I want to do. I want to empower you. So please share. Thank you, Tony. Please try it. It's really good. And by the way, keep your fingers together when you do this. It's like, it's more intentional. You can feel, sometimes people feel the energy in their hands when they do this as well. This will be very useful. It really will, Susan. Yes, it will. There's your time, whatever it is now, stretch it. Oh, thank you, Annie. That's really nice. Thank you very much for your validation. So I wish you all love, and I hope to see you on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. If you would join me, that would be lovely. If not, don't worry. You can catch up on it later. And I hope to see you next Monday for the Well Done Me exercise, which I know you're going to enjoy. Okay? Thank you very much for being here and your support, and thank you for sharing this. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Lots of love. Namaste to everybody. Bye.